For all the latest reviews, interviews, and everything entertainment in Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, and Telugu, subscribe to Film Companion South now.
Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Rahul Sadasivan's Bhutakalam, which stars Revati and Shane Nigam. The film is playing on Sony Live. From the very first frame, you know that you are seeing a real filmmaker at work, because the first frame is almost like a still life. There is a bit of wind that is making a curtain flutter at the corner of the frame, but otherwise the camera is focused on a room that looks like a still life. Or you could say that the room looks dead. There's a doorway in the frame, and slowly an old woman walks in through it. Is she a real person? Is she a ghost? The title Bhutakalam hints at both, that is, the past as well as ghosts from the past. It is about how the past never really leaves us, how it is still in the present all around us, even if we don't really sense it. That is, the repercussions of things that happened in the past, they are felt to this day. Take the mother and son played by Revati and Shane Nigam. She is the one who has to work because he is still looking for a job. She is clinically depressed, and she and her son don't have a great relationship because he is more like his father, and there is the hint that she and her husband therefore did not really get along very well. The Shane Nigam character has his girlfriend, but he hasn't been in touch with her for several days. Why? Because he just says, my mood is off. And why is his mood off? Because of his domestic situation. So the absence of the father due to an event that occurred in the past is felt to this day in the present. The debts that the father left behind haunt this family like real ghosts. Bhutakalam is one of those films that kind of pulls the rug from under our feet in the end, but till then it is structured like a bit of a trick. And this trick really worked for me because I found it very plausible and very organic and very in the scheme of things. Now let's say when we drink or drink too much, we might see or sense things that aren't actually there. The same thing might happen if we go off our depression medication, or if someone who is really close to us dies and we don't have anyone left to share our feelings with. Or even if we haven't slept for days, you might be in this weird zombie state where your mind is not functioning properly and you think you're seeing things or experiencing things. So the trick this film is built around is whether this film is based on the metaphorical past that haunts us in the present, or whether there are actually ghosts in the film from the past that are still haunting this present time. In other words, are we watching a haunted house movie, or are we watching a movie about haunted minds? Even the music is very eerie, a series of 9 notes played in various variations that sent a bit of a shiver down the spine. And this trick, I'm calling it trick in a good way. So this trick lends the film several layers. For example, Shane Nigam wants to leave this town and move into the future. He wants to go elsewhere, whereas Revati wants to stay in the same old house. She wants to remain in the past. And she is outstanding. She really makes you see a woman who's crumbling from the burdens of her past. You see her face and you see how much the past has affected her. And Shane Nigam is equally good. He makes us see a young man whose entire life has been chosen for him in a way, whether it's mother insisting that he do his MBBS, or whether it's the destiny that has determined the other larger aspects of his circumstances. And he now wants to break free. The scene that broke my heart was the one where he goes to a birthday party and he actually sees happy smiling faces of family and friends surrounding the person whose birthday it is. It is the one thing that he doesn't have in his life at all. But what about the story of the film? What about the narrative arc of the film? It's about the mother and son, how they are at the beginning of the movie, and how the various events of the movie move this arc to the way the mother and son end up at the end of the movie. And even there, the film's central layer never goes away, because in order to break free, we truly have to get rid of or escape from the ghosts of the past. Bhutakalam is a carefully paced, wonderfully atmospheric and beautifully shot film you could call it psychological horror. Now, if I've been a little vague about this film that I liked a lot, it's because the film itself is a little vague in a very good way about what it actually is, because it's only in the last 15 minutes that we realize what kind of film this actually is. Until then, it keeps us guessing. It has scares, jump scares, but it also shows us that sometimes relationships can be scarier. So that's it about Bhutakalam. If you like this review, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and I'll see you soon at the movies.